everyone. Welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, Nick beside me, Bryant bottom left, making his debut, Jake Wilson on the bottom right. What's up, guys? We will jump right into baseball. I guess, Jake, because you're new, tell people where they can find you and say hello to the audience.
Hey guys, you can find me on Twitter at Jake Wilson 007. I like to throw out a few free picks every single day, so tail me on there. Things have been going pretty well.
Awesome. We'll jump right into the first game here that I chose. Boston Red Sox minus 115 are in Cleveland minus 105. A total of 9.5 in this one. The Red Sox have been winning as of late. They seem to be like when they go on a run, like they seem to be going on a big run and stringing a lot of wins together. Rich Hill pitching for Boston. He won his last game against Detroit. 7 hits, 3 earned runs. A loss against Oakland, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. No decision against Seattle, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. So he seems to be allowing anywhere 5+ hits and 2 to 3 earned runs a game here. Savali on the other side pitched pretty well his last game against Minnesota, the game I was going to fade him. Luckily, the Twins got to the bullpen. But Savali in his first game back, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. The thing for me here, though, Boston is a hot team right now. They are playing well. The Guardians do not hit lefties well whatsoever. And kind of like the Mets game, which I'll throw out my pick in the Mets game right now since it is starting right now. I'm on the Mets first 5 money line, minus 130. Basically kind of the same reason that I'm taking Boston full game money line in this game. The Marlins are incapable of hitting lefties, and Cleveland, I shouldn't say incapable. They're very bad against lefties, as well as the Guardians as well. So I'll take Boston money line here in this game, full game, which I got at minus 106. And then in the Mets game, I'm on Mets first 5 money line, minus 130. Nick, if you want to give your play for the Mets game and then Boston, Cleveland, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'm rocking with the Mets Marlins over 8.5 for this game starting in a minute here. But looking at the matchup here with Cleveland and Boston, I kind of took Aaron Savali completely out of the mix here and just focused on Rich Hill, someone I don't particularly have too much confidence in, and he doesn't really give you too much to have confidence in. He's not been particularly great recently. The last 30 days, a 6 ERA. FIP at 4.62, 401 Sierra, BABIP over 300. I think that the Cleveland Guardians, even though, yes, they do struggle to hit lefties, they're facing a low-quality lefty today. Like, Rich Hill is not someone that I'm really scared of when it comes to that. So I'm on the Guardians team total over 4.5. I think they can get a few runs against him and then a couple off the bullpen later in the game. So I'm going to go with the Guardians team total over 4.5. I got that at minus 105 or plus 105.
All right. Bryant, Red Sox and Guardians. What do you think here?
Yeah, real quick, since everyone was jumping ahead with it real quick, I have the Mets on the F5 money line as well. I think that's pretty much you nailed it with the fact that the Mets just one, they hit lefties well. Conversely, the Marlins do not. And David Peterson's been pretty solid, all things sold. So that's where I'm going to go with that. But this Guardians Red Sox game, it's pretty cut and dry for me. I don't trust Rich Hill at all. I don't want to trust them. And while the Red Sox have been playing better, I don't feel like backing them. I think yesterday was a weird win. Winkowski didn't pitch better than Bieber. Bieber was the result of a 3-run home run, and his offense couldn't really score off of Winkowski or the Red Sox bullpen. And that's kind of what screwed him more than anything else. I think they bounced back here today. As mentioned before, Rich Hill is not a Shane McClanahan type of lefty. He's 40 years old. He throws 80 miles per hour, if that. I just don't think that he has the stuff to really slow down some of these Guardians hitters. And I think it's even bigger to note the fact that some of these Guardians hitters have some really good numbers against them lifetime. Guys like Jose Ramirez batting .500 for their career against him. Amed Rosario's .375. Fernando Reyes is .333. You got Jose Ramirez is 4 of 8. He's got a double, a home run. Rosario's got 2 doubles off of him. So there's some guys on this team that have seen him and have hit him well. And I think that the books aren't really reflecting that, which is why the game was so close. And ultimately, I like the Guardians to win the game. But I think there's a better value and a better play on the book that I got. It's the Guardians F5 run line -0.5. It's the alternate, ironically enough. They're the underdogs, so to speak there. But I'm going to go the alternate run line and go -0.5 at +110 for the Guardians here. And I expect for them to get some runs. Savali's pretty good. I know that ERA looks weird, but he's put together some good starts, and he looks much better at home than anything else. So, yeah.
All right. Jake, Boston and Cleveland. What do you think here?
Yeah, so just to touch on the Mets game as well, I'm pretty much where you guys are. Don't think I need to repeat all the stats you guys have given out, but I've got the Mets for the full game, money line here. And looking at the Guardians and the Red Sox, I know a lot of us are fading Rich Hill, and I do think the Guardians can get to him in the first 5. So I do have some action on the Guardians on the first 5 money line. I think my favorite play in this game, though, even though we are fading Rich Hill, if you look at his numbers on the road, he's not as bad. That ERA is only a 2.67. His whip sitting right around 1 on the dot. So, and also when we look at Savali, he does have a 7.25 ERA, but at home that number's a lot lower. He's got a 3.94 at home, and his whip is below 1 at home. So I liked how he looked in his last start against Minnesota. So I think the play in this game is going to be the under for me at 9.5. That number seems pretty high. I think both pitchers can limit the damage a little bit. I think I will be leaning with the under in this game.
All right. Interesting. We'll move on along to the next one here. Of course, I'm going to choose this game. The Blue Jays -155 are in Milwaukee +135, a total of 9.5. Yesterday, the Jays got me with the team total over 3.5 right at the end of the game. I'm hoping I don't have to wait as long in this one. Berrios on the mound for the Blue Jays. He's pretty rough on the road. But he does have starts where he shows his past self, his consistent self, where he plays well, and then he has games where he plays really bad. So it's kind of hard to predict what Berrios we're going to get in this one. So I'm just going to take Berrios completely out of it, and I'm just going to look at Chichi Gonzalez on the other side. He's a fade pitcher. He's been a fade pitcher ever since he entered the MLB. He's 9-24 in his career in 64 games with a 5.71 ERA. So he's won 9 of 64 games in his career. His last 3 games, he's given up 3 earned runs in each game, going 3 or 4 innings. This Jays offense is hitting the ball right now. I took the Jays team total over 4.5 at -135. I took the Jays team total over 5.5 at +120. I like the Jays to just take care of business here on the run side. Reason why I'm not taking them on the money line or run line, like I said, with Berrios. I think we'll get a bounce back game from him, but I'd rather just rely on the Jays to score runs, which they have. So I'll take the team total over 4.5 and 5.5 in this one. Nick, Blue Jays and Brewers. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I'm on a similar page with the team total over there with the Blue Jays over the 5.5 at plus 105. I also have the first 5 run line at minus 115 as well. I expect them to be able to hit Chi-Chi. Plain simple. He's one of the worst pitchers in baseball. So Jays first 5 run line and team total over.
I like it. Bryant, Blue Jays and Brewers. What do you think here? You're muted.
Sorry about that. I have to laugh because I have this internal battle going back and forth when I want to back Jose Barrios or not. Today is not one of those days. The reason I'm behind the Jays is simply because Chichi Gonzalez is on the mound. We are blessed to be able to fade Chichi and Dallas Keuchel in the same day. This is a gift from God, and we should be thankful. So with that said, it's really quite simple for me. I'm going to go with the Blue Jays F5 team total over 2.5. That's minus 130. I think that there's value in going the team total over 5.5 as well. I got that at plus money. I like the value here. We had the Brewers use some arms in their bullpen yesterday as well. I think that Barrios is going to do enough, and I think that the Blue Jays are going to do enough as well offensively that this game will get kind of out of hand, and maybe you see some of those lesser tier guys in the Brewers bullpen come out here and just try to eat up some innings because, hey, you got another week ahead of you, so there's no reason to try to burn through some of your more premier pitchers, bullpen pitchers. So I think that it'll help us get that team total over 5.5 as well. So yeah, it's pretty easy bet for me.
Awesome. Jake, Blue Jays and Brewers. What do you think in this one?
Again, I'm pretty much on the same side as you guys. Maybe not as adventurous with the 5.5. I do like what Brian said about the first 5 team total over 2.5. That sounds pretty good. I'm probably going to put some action on that as soon as we're done here. But yeah, right now I just have the team total over 4.5. I think that's more than safe. I like the game over 9.5 too. Jose Barrios, he's just been brutal on the road. He's burned me more than enough times this year. So I think with these 2 starting pitchers, I think we should see more than 10 runs today.
All right. We'll move on along to the next one here. The Cubs are in St. Louis, plus 150 for the Cubs, minus 170 for the Cardinals, a total of 9 in this one. Jack Flaherty in his second start pretty much went kind of similar to his first start. He went 3 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 innings in both of his first games. So I'm assuming he'll probably go another 3 or 4 innings in this one. On the other side, Alec Mills, he has been awful this year. In his last 2 games, his last game against Pittsburgh, he went 4.1 innings, giving up 8 hits and 5 earned runs. The game before that, he went 1.1 innings against San Diego, giving up 5 hits and 5 earned runs. The game before that against the Yankees, 3.1 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. So he didn't pitch too bad against the Yankees, but he got lit up by Pittsburgh and San Diego. And San Diego obviously is much better against lefties than righties. So the fact that they were able to light him up makes me feel pretty confident in this one. I'm taking the Cardinals team total over 4.5, which I got at minus 115. I think they can get 5 runs in the first 5. So I'm totally fine with taking team total over 4.5 full game because I could see them getting it after 5 innings, already having 5 runs. So I like the Cardinals here. Not really jumping on a side other than the team total, just because we don't really know what we're going to get with Flaherty. But I'm pretty confident I know what we're going to get with Mills. So that's why I went with the team total here. Nick, Cubs and Cardinals. What do you think here?
Yeah, I think that with Flaherty, I don't think we've seen anything from him so far this season to make us think that we should lay minus 170 on him. I'm going to look to semi-fade him here, and Mills has not looked good at all either. I'm on the over 8.5. I got it at minus 120. I think we see runs on both sides. Plus, I don't think Flaherty is going to go too far into the games. I don't think we've seen him go too far into the games to start the year. So I'm going to look to go over 8.5 because I think we're going to see a decent amount of Cardinals bullpen as well.
All right. Live betting alert. The Mets have 2 guys on, 1 out, with Alonso at the plate. So go Alonso. Bryant, what do you think here? Cubs and Cardinals.
Yeah, I like the Cubs to win the game. I don't know if it's a product of Flaherty pitching great, but I can't get behind Alec Mills. Ultimately, the Cards are just the better team right now. The better team this year, period. And regardless of if Flaherty, unless he just absolutely has a horrible start, I can't see him being bad enough that the Cardinals offense can't make up the difference in that bullpen. So for me, I guess my best play here is I like the Cardinals team total over 4.5. It's minus 120. That way we eliminate Flaherty and the uncertainty of Flaherty out the equation. And we just fade Mills in that terrible Cubs bullpen. So we got 9 innings to get 5 runs. And I think that's a safe bet. And at minus 120, that's a pretty good value as well. So that's where I'm going to go. I think I would lean maybe the money line in like a parlay. It's like I said, I think the Cardinals are just a better team. So ultimately, I think that they win this game. I wouldn't get too sexy and try to go with like a run line option here, unless you just absolutely know you saw into the future and you saw Flaherty shoving for 6 innings or something like that. But other than that, it's the Cardinals team total over 4.5.
All right. Or unless you have a sports almanac like in Back to the Future. Imagine how nice it would be to have one of those. Oh, it would be so nice. Jake, Cubs and Cardinals. What do you think here?
Yeah, I was able to find this game at an 8.5 earlier as well, and I like the over on that. Basically what you said about Mills, he has not looked good all year, and I would need to see more from Flaherty before I can back him on a side. I had a look at the run line for the Cardinals, but again, I couldn't go in that direction because I can't back Flaherty without seeing something this year. He hasn't gone more than 3 innings in either one of his starts since returning from injury. So I think the over 8.5, you have it there as a 9. I think even that's safe. Yeah, my play is going to be the over on this.
All right, perfect. Next, before I get to last pitch, BetStamp. Make sure to use BetStamp. I'll bring it up here. Here's the current odds that we currently have for the different games. I'll bring up the one we just spoke about here, which was the Cubs and St. Louis. Right now, you can find the Cubs. If you like the Cubs, you can find them anywhere from plus 160 to plus 140. If you're liking the over, there's an 8.5 at a few books, 9 at others. Shopping around is important to find the best number, the best odds that you can. And BetStamp is great for that. Also, finding if you want to find my picks, I post my picks on BetStamp the moment I bet them. So literally, as soon as I push bet on my computer, I'm literally pushing the play into BetStamp at the exact same time. So if you want to find my picks, Let's Go Wild Picks on BetStamp. Jake is also there as well. Same as your Twitter, right?
I believe it's actually under Easy Money Sports.
Okay. So, BetStamp is great. Make sure to check it out. Going on to last pitch here, and I'll quickly run through the rest of the games. Houston against New York. For some reason, something was keeping me off this game. I want to back the Yankees, especially after yesterday's game. Finding out some lineup news, which I'll let somebody else bring up after, makes me kind of want to bet the Yankees. So make sure to stay tuned. Follow me on BetStamp if you if you want, and most likely I'll get to the Yankees after the show. Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay. I have Tampa Bay first 5 money line parlayed with another team. It's McClanahan against Contreras. I would lean with the under, first 5 under as well, but I believe it's a 3, and I'm just not interested in taking a first 5 under 3 pretty much in any circumstance. Athletics, Royals, that's a hard pass. Rockies, Twins. I said I have Tampa Bay first 5 money line in a parlay. The other team is Minnesota first 5 money line parlayed together for plus 116. I like Joe Ryan. I do not like Feltner, and I do like the Twins in the first 5. And then we'll see what happens with that bullpen, but I think they're leading after 5 innings. Orioles, White Sox. The way that series has been going, I'm staying off. I lean with the White Sox and Cease, but I'm not getting to it. Washington and Texas. That's an automatic pass for me. I won't touch bums like that. I don't like bum fights like Nick does, but I stay away from games like that. Reds and Giants. Molly against Discalfani. I have no idea what to do in this game. Molly seems to pitch better on the road than at home. Discalfani hasn't really pitched a whole lot, but hasn't really been that good. So pass for me. Seattle Angels, Gonzalez against Suarez. No real feeling in this one either, so I passed. Detroit, Arizona, Brisky against Keuchel. The Tigers don't win for Brisky, but he doesn't really pitch all that bad. I guess he has a 4.07 ERA on the year, but Dallas Keuchel on the other side, 2-5 with a 7.88 ERA. If this was any other team than the Detroit Tigers, I would be fading Keuchel, but because it's the Tigers and I have no confidence in their offense, I can't back them. San Diego and Philadelphia, I'm taking the Padres on the run line for plus 140. I look for the Padres to get the job done here against the Phillies tonight or this afternoon. And then in tonight's game, Dodgers and Braves, Gonsolin against Strider. Gonsolin and the Dodgers, I got the Dodgers at minus 110. So I'm getting minus 110 to back Gonsolin. That's a no-brainer for me. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Gonsolin's 9-0 in the year with a 1.58 ERA. Strider coming off a bad game, pitched pretty well before that, but it doesn't really make too much a difference to me. There's huge value on the Dodgers, in my opinion. Nick, last pitch. Anything else in the world of baseball that you want to give out? The floor is yours. You're muted.
Yeah, my bad. I muted myself. I'm on the first 5 full game run lines with the Yankees. Bounce back after getting no hit yesterday. I do like the over 8.5 with Baltimore and Chicago. I do expect a little bit of offense. I don't expect the White Sox bet to be dead for this long of a period. Plus, they're facing Jordan Lyles, which I think can be a nice recipe to waking up those bats. I like the Royals in the first 5 on the run line. I do like the Rockies taking a shot with Feltner them in the first 5 at plus 170. At the end of the day, it's a big dog shot I'm taking there. I like the over 9.5 in what Terry declared to be the bum fight between Texas and Washington. I love me some bum fights. Last time I knew bets on teams like Washington and Texas. Those games print the same color money as if you're betting like the Astros and the Yankees. So that is what it is. I am heavily invested on fading Keuchel today. I have the Tigers every way, shape, and form that I could find a way to fade Keuchel. First 5 full game money line, team total over, and the full game over. So I found every way, shape, and form to fade Keuchel in his first start in like a month with a much worse team. Because if he was pitching that bad with Chicago, he's going to get absolutely lit up with Arizona, even with the Tigers there today. I like the first 5 under 4 with Philly and San Diego. I look to back both those pitchers, Gibson and Darvish. And I also like the Dodgers as well on the money line tonight. Lean towards the first 5 under in LA as well. Did not bet it.
All right. Bryant, last pitch. Anything else today that you like?
Yeah, yeah. I like my Yankees to bounce back. We got no hit yesterday. It was just bad, very, 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 very bad. Arquidi struggles on the road. Um, Nestor is he's in a little bit of a rough patch right now. I think he gets it right. Yankees on the F5 run line minus a half at minus 125 is really good value, all things considered. Considering the situation at hand, I also think there's good value on over 4.5 Ks for Cortez at minus 113. I think that's really good right there. If you're into player props and so on and so forth. I like to raise the win. It's a money line play for me. I'm not gonna put anything. Not gonna dabble too hard in that. Mix it with some other things like the Yankees and the Mets and the Cardinals. There's a little 4-teamer right there. Those all teams that I think win their games today. I'm not sure how it gets done, but I do like all 4 of them to win. What else we got under here? Oh, it also included in that Rays Pirates game. I'm going to go and take a leap of faith here with Shane McClanahan. He has faced the Yankees his last 2 starts. And he now gets to face the Pittsburgh Pirates at home in the Trop. I like for him to pitch a shutout for the first 5 and keep the Pirates F5 team total under half a run, and that's at plus 135. I think that after facing the Yankees twice, he got baptized by fire both times around. Seeing the Pirates is going to be a welcome sight for him, and I think he holds him down, which kind of contributes to the fact why I think the over 6.5 is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous number. I think people should, or the total is at 6.5. I think you should probably go over just because they're major league teams. I just don't see that happening. I think we had it earlier this year as well with like the Mets and the Cardinals, and it went over as well. So yeah, I don't understand that, but I'm going to take Shane McClanahan to hold the Pirates down for 5 innings and keep them off the board completely. So the White Sox, I have nothing to say about them. Good. They've been held to 3 runs over 27 innings to the Baltimore Orioles coming into this game. So anyone that's willing to go to bat and bet them today, you should probably take a look at that line, call that number. That's a very dangerous proposition right there. I guess they'll win because they have Cease on the mound, but Dylan Cease walks so many guys sometimes that you really can't even trust him. That's just a bad game all around, and the Orioles are the best team in the league this year on the run line. They're the best team in the league on the run line this year. So all bets are off. Like I said, I guess they'll win the game. The White Sox will, but I have no desire to get involved in that. So that's pretty much it for me. I like the Mariners to win outright against Jose Suarez. Marco Gonzalez is a pretty solid pitcher. He's just another one of those guys who's not overly overpowering. He's not excellent. He's not a Cy Young type of guy, but he competes. He puts together generally good starts. And them being plus money off the fact that they've already beat the Angels twice and they're looking for a sweep, why not? It's Sunday. I like the value there, and I don't like Suarez, and I think that the Mariners have a more complete lineup, even without Ty France being there. So I'm going to go there. We have Dallas Keuchel pitching, so I'm going to go with the Tigers money line. That was a no-brainer when I saw his name on the slate. And lastly, I am going to take a stab at the Dodgers and the Braves tonight. I think much what you guys said. We're getting the Dodgers at a insane value with their best pitcher this year, best starting pitcher for sure. I'm going to take them on the F5 largely because they're banged up in that bullpen, and that bullpen it has its moments. And I rather would just take the F5. I think Gonsolin does his thing. They'll get to Strider a little bit. Maybe if it's only like 1 or 2 runs, it'll be enough because I think Gonsolin just holds him down. And I'm going to take him on the F5 run line. And then I can just sit back and watch the rest of the game. And then my other baseball-related play that has nothing to do with the MLB, I think the Oklahoma Sooners bounce back even the College World Series up at 1-1. You're getting that plus money. Cade Horton is on the mound. He will be pitching in the MLB in the next few years. You can bet that. Kid is a very, 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 very good talent. I think that they come out. They struggled early on yesterday, and I think that they come out and they'll be batting first. They're the visiting team today, so to speak, and I think they'll come out and shove a little bit, and they'll even the series on up. And at plus money, I think that's just good value. So yeah.
All right, perfect. Jake, last pitch. Anything else in baseball you want to give out? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I've got a few other plays. I'm with a lot of what you guys have been saying, to be honest with you, so I'm not going to give out any of the stuff you guys have already said, although I do like the Sooners today. I think that's a smash play. I'm with you there. I've got the first 5 over 5 with the Yankees and the Astros. Although Alvarez is not expected in the lineup today, I still think that the Yankees should be able to get Urquidy early here. I think that the Astros might be able to do their part still, put up a run or two in the first 5 off Cortez. Like you said, he's been struggling a little bit. So I think we might be able to see the first 5 go over 5 in that one. I'm also leaning on the over with the Reds and the Giants today. I think Mahle, he's been looking a little bit better lately, but Descafani, Tony Disco, as they like to call him, I don't think there's very much behind him. He hasn't looked very good this year. I think the Reds should be able to put up some runs on him, and they might be a live dog. I don't know yet, but I'm starting to get some feels towards the Reds on this game. Another one I was looking at, I do like the Padres as well. I don't know if I want to go crazy and take them on the run line, but I think on the money line with Yu Darvish on the mound, he's looked good at home this year. I think that's a safe bet. Another play I actually really liked is the Rays minus half a run in the first 5. I don't think that Pittsburgh, who bats pretty much in all major batting statistics, they're in the bottom 5 against lefties this year. I don't think they will be able to touch McClanahan. So I think that if the Rays can pop in a couple runs in the first 5, that should be a safe bet. And I like the Lightning tonight, actually, in the hockey game. I don't know.
Perfect. We're going to get to that right now.
Okay.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect segue. The Colorado Avalanche minus 115 are in Tampa Bay minus 105. A total of 6 in this one. Tampa, where it was able to win their last game, and now winning in Colorado was a big victory for them. Now they're coming into Game 6 at home with a chance to go to Game 7 in Colorado. And Colorado fans and the team itself, if I were you, I would really focus on trying to get this Tampa Bay team to be eliminated tonight, because Colorado Avalanche in Game 7 has not been good. You can ask the Minnesota Wild, who have ended their season 2 times in Game 7s. But
I wonder why you'd bring that up.
Going back to this game here, Tampa Bay, the 2-time champs. I've kind of stayed off this series after having a rough start to the series, but I saw Tampa Bay at plus 100, and you're going to give me the 2-time champs at plus 100 at home in a game where they're definitely going to put it all out on the line here. A sportscaster said something really interesting. If Tampa Bay does not win the Cup this year, if they don't win this series, nobody's going to say, oh, Tampa Bay, the 2-time champs that went to the Stanley Cup 3 times in a row. They're not going to say that. They're going to say the 2-time champs. They're not going to say that they made it 3 times in a row. If they really want this record, if they really want this, they have to obviously win this series. So I look for the 2-time champs to come out here and put on a good effort and get the win at plus 100. It's a ton of value here. plus 100 in my opinion. Nick, Avalanche and Lightning. What do you think here?
We will see you Tuesday at Ball Arena, Denver, Colorado for Game 7. I like the Lightning as well in this game. I've liked the Lightning throughout the entire playoffs. This is a team I've backed throughout the entire playoffs. They're one of the 3 teams I put cup futures on to start the playoffs. I have 12-1 for them to win the whole thing. So I'm going to hope this is the last. This is definitely for sure. This is going to be the last day I'm going to bet a side in the Stanley Cup, because if they do win, I'll just write out my futures in game number 7. So I'm just hoping they can make it to there. You're getting close to even money with them at home in a game 6, do or die, 2-time defending Stanley Cup champs. I'll take them to force a game 7 here.
All right. Could this game go to overtime?
Yes.
Who knows? It definitely could, but something's kind of telling me that overtime could be possible in this one, but we'll have to see. Bryant, Avalanche and Lightning. What do you think here?
Yeah, I know the show that we did that preceded Game 5. We picked this game and we talked about it, and I picked the Avalanche. I said if they do it, it's got to be tonight, because things can get real dicey real quick if they weren't able to win that game. And here we are, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, and we're talking about a Game 6. I almost at this point, and we all said this, I think we all agreed on it. If the Avalanche didn't win, we are almost basically assured that this game was going 7. I think that's the case. I think the Lightning win tonight. This is their last home game of the year, regardless of what happens, win or lose. They're gonna come out swinging, and ultimately, I think that Vaz and the rest of that team, man, they just figure out a way to get it done. They figure out a way to get it done, and we send this thing back to Colorado. And Tuesday is a Game 7 for the Stanley Cup, which, we haven't had a good finals or any sort of good championship series that came down to a Game 7, like literally the whole thing in a while. And I think that this is one of the more compelling matchups that we've had in sports for a minute, considering like how well the Lightning are and how well built the Avalanche are. So ultimately, I think that it does come down to Tuesday, and I like the Lightning to win. Like you say, we're getting the Lightning at minus 105. Some people got it at even money. I just don't see how you can pass that up. I mean, like, I wouldn't be, obviously you're not going to be surprised if the Avs win the game, because they're very talented and they've shown themselves well this series. But I think with just the whole situational atmosphere of everything that's going on, this just seems like the perfect spot for the Lightning to force Game 7. So
perfect. Jake, you already kind of said what you're playing this game, but Avalanche and Lightning, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, I jumped the gun a little bit, but I found the Lightning at plus money as well. I think Vasilevsky is going to walk in and completely shut the door on this. I'm going to be looking at the team total for the Avalanche under 2.5 today. I believe that's what the numbers are right now.
That's 120.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think he's going to come in, shut the door. We know his numbers facing elimination. He's back at home. That building is going to be off the hook tonight. And I think we're going to be watching Game 7 on Tuesday night.
All right, so we're all in agreement here on this one, which is awesome. We'll go to the best bet segment. I'll bring everything up here, and we'll start with dog of the day, as we always do. And for me, Tampa Bay. I got them at plus 100, which means that I can plus dog. You can choose them as your dog of the day, so I'm taking them. Tampa Bay money line, my dog of the day. Nick, you are going with the Detroit Tigers. Tim is taking the Baltimore Orioles. Jake, you're taking the Cleveland Guardians. And Bryant, what do you think here for dog of the day?
I am going with the Seattle Mariners.
Seattle.
Marco Polo, we trust, baby.
All right. And then we'll go on along to over or under. For me in this one, I went with St. Louis, team total over 4.5. Nick, you went Detroit, Arizona over 9.
Yep.
Tim is going to the WNBA. 1 second here. And he's taking Atlanta and Connecticut under 163. Jake, you're going Cincinnati, San Francisco over 8. And Bryant, what do you think here for over under?
Yeah, I am going to go with the Cardinals team total over 4.5 myself as well. I just think that's the play for me. Between Chi, Dallas Keuchel, and Alec Mills, people should eat today off of team totals. So that's just kind of where I am with that. So.
Yeah, it's funny earlier too when you mentioned about Keuchel and Gonzalez on the same day. I posted in our group chat yesterday. I'm like, is this Christmas morning or something? Like getting these two pitchers.
But yeah, you passed on one of the games.
But yeah, we'll definitely see what happens. Best bets, best parlay pieces. Let's see here. For me, Tampa Bay Rays first 5 money line. I can't see them losing the first 5. Nick, you're going Detroit Tigers plus 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
Tim is going Chicago Sky money line. And Jake, you're going Tampa Bay Rays full game money line. Bryant, what do you think here for best parlay piece?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mariners plus 1.5 on the F5. I have no clue why the books have got them so devalued like that, but I mean, I'll take it.
All right, Seattle Mariners first 5 plus 0.5. And then best bets for me, Toronto team total over 4.5. Jake, you are going the same, and I'll be completely honest and frank. I took it after you, so maybe I copied you, maybe I didn't. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I love that bet. It's my biggest bet of the night. So
good bet.
That's how I choose my best bet. Usually is my biggest bet of the night. So I'm at Toronto team total over 4.5. Nick, you're going Detroit Tigers first 5 money line plus 100. Tim is going Baltimore Orioles money line plus 190. And as I said, Jake, you're also on Toronto team total over 4.5. Bryant, what do you think here for best bet?
Yeah, keep it simple. I'm gonna go with that Dodgers play that I mentioned. I really like Gonsolin in this spot against Strider. You get the Dodgers first 5 run line minus 0.5 at plus 125.
First 5 minus 0.5 at plus 125.
Yep.
Right. Perfect. And that is it. That is the Sunday show. Best of luck to everybody tonight. If you want to find me, Nick, Bryant, Jake, all of our links to our Twitters will be in the description of the video. Follow me and Jake on BetStamp and make sure to find the best odds. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the content, smash the like button. We appreciate all the support. And we will see you tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, for another episode. Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Best of luck today, guys.